Hey, hello. It is Tammy with Cheers to Creativity, and I'm here tonight on the Essential Stencil page. This is Canvas on a Roll, and that's what I'm going to do our first project on. And it's about 12 inches wide, and no longer. And you can do it as long as you want. To start off with, excuse me, this one, which is Home of the Hero. And I'm not going to do the whole stencil. I'm just utilizing it for the flag at the bottom. So right here, and this has a little marking. You know, when we have our layered stencils, we have those little marks that make it so helpful. And I loved the tip that somebody else gave me, which was to put a piece of tape down rather than making a mark directly on my piece. The cool thing here is that I can make this mark on this tape and I'm not making it on my project itself. So we have the blue of the flag and we have the stripes. I'm going to leave the quote white stripes to be this neutral color. So with that, I'm going to make the flag a little more rustic. So it's not going to be a bright blue. I'm going to use this blue. It's called Deep Midnight Blue. It's by Decor. And it's just a slightly dustier blue. And then for my red, I'm going to use a color that is called Deep Burgundy. And the idea here is that I just don't want it to be a bright red. So this is a little more muted. If I go to something like a heritage brick red, then it gets to be a little too rusty for me. I'm using, for the blue, our regular stencil brushes. I'm loading my brush, but I'm offloading it because I don't want too much paint. And by looking at the picture on the cover, I can see that the blue is here and in that first little area. So let's go ahead and fill this in. So here is the blue part of the field of the flag, excuse me. And I'm just going to let that hang out for just a second so it can dry just a touch. I wanted this to be a more traditional bright red, white, and blue. You certainly have colors to use for that as well. This was just like, because I want it to be a little more muted. So let's grab, I'm going to grab one of our mini brushes. They're called our mini brush set, and they come in different sizes as well. But just like when we load our regular brushes, we always want to offload those as well. I'm going to come in here and do the stripes with this color. This is our star for our flag. And what we do is we're going to line up that little marking and it'll show us where exactly it should be. So I need to grab a little more tape. Because my background is more of an ivory color, this is funny. I'm going to use buttermilk, but I might have a little white next to it too, just in case it doesn't show up enough. All right, so I'm going to take another brush, and we're going to try first with just this buttermilk color, because it's very close. You can see it's very close to the color of this. And this should be pretty dry. I love that Essential Stencil gives us these little markings to make it easier for us to line things up when we're doing the layered stencils. Now, because I want this to be kind of rustic, it doesn't have to stand out. And so that might just be enough. Actually, I like that a lot. I think that looks really, really good. The next one we're going to use is also a layered stencil. And it is let me grab the packaging first, honey. It is the Patriotic eagle that has the verse from Isaiah on it. And so this is a layered stencil. And first we're going to come up with layer one. And this is our layer one. And I'm going to decide where I want this to go. I've used a really pretty blue. I'm going to use that in our lettering. We're going to need a different color for our eagle. So we know I used this Deep Midnight Blue. That's what I'm going to use for the lettering. Okay, so I'm going to offload. And let's get in here. And we're going to do the lettering. Let's scooch this over first. All right, so we've done our lettering. We feel pretty confident that it's dark enough. Yeah. Now we need to do that eagle. And again, this is where I love that we can go back and look at the inspiration. And in this inspiration, the eagle head area is white and the body is a brown. And of course, we're going to come in and have some details with that beak and those feet in a bit. So set this aside for just a sec. I'm going to do my main eagle in a light brown called milk chocolate. I'm going to do my head in a white. And those are the two colors I'm going to need for right now. So I'm using milk chocolate right now. It's a medium brown. I will tell you the other thing you could do is, let's say you wanted to use burnt umber. That's the color I'm going to use for the details in this. And you could always just lighten your shade color up with a little bit of white. So every time you see me reload, you know that I am going to my offload. So when I lift this up, this is what we have. We have those beginning words. We have our flag. We have the beginning of that eagle. And now we want to bring stencil number 2. There it is. And the first thing we want to do is we want to line up those little plus signs that we did before we even lay it, tape it down. So I'm going to tape this down. Have a couple different things I need to look at. One, the beak is going to be a yellow or golden color. Same with my talons at the bottom, my feet. The detailing in the crest of the angel, how about eagle, really to me needed to be more of a grayish color. And then all the details in my wings, I wanted to be more of a dark brown. Take just a tiny, tiny bit of that black. I'm going to offload it. And I'm going to come in here and just do that little bit of the eye. Then I'm going to clean that brush off as much as I can. Black is a really strong color. I'm going to mix it with some white. And I should come up with a gray. And that should really be a good color for my detailing on the top of that eagle. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and dab my brush into the Prussian blue, which I said is just a little bit brighter. And we're going to do Lord and eagles. All right. So we have the Lord will renew their spirit. They will soar on the wings like eagles. Can't wait to see you again. Until I do, please be safe, kind. Cheers.